Giants and Dodgers always seem to play it close. From their origins on the East Coast as New York neighbors to their historic move west in 1958. These two teams make up one of the best rivalries in all of sport. Great players on both sides, providing memorable moments that last a lifetime. Now, the never-ending story continues next.
From downtown San Francisco at 24 Willie Mays Plaza, the beautiful home of the Giants, it's the Giants and the Dodgers, Game 3 of a 4-game series. Hello, everyone. I'm John Miller with Mike Krukow. Welcome to San Francisco Giants baseball. Two very tight, dramatic games played here. The Giants winning 2-1 and then losing 2-1 to Kershaw and the Dodger bullpen last night. Now, changes afoot. Brandon Crawford is on the bereavement list for at least the next 3 days. And the Giants will be starting Eduardo Nunez at shortstop. And the Giants also brought up Michael Morse, so he's here. And at first he'll be used as some power off the bench, a right-handed pinch hitter. May see some time at first base, but he is not in the lineup here tonight. And whoever is in that lineup tonight, the Giants need to start scoring some runs, Mike.
Well, they've had a hard time scoring runs. The last 9 games, they've scored 16 runs, so they need to flex their muscles a little more with the bats. Now, the one big consideration you get people out, they have injuries, no doubt. Buster Posey's been red hot. He's an 11-game hitting streak right now, hitting .419. Tonight, his protection, the guy hitting behind him, number 5, well, that would be Christian Arroyo, he got 1 hit in the big leagues. So, he has to do something to impress these Dodgers early on so that Posey gets pitched to. And the other thing, too, John, about the offense is right now they are not getting much contribution in the lower part of the lineup. So the 7 and 8 guys in the lineup tonight, they have to do something. It's Gorkis, Hernandez, and Drew Stubbs. They need to make some noise. So they need some even distribution offensively, and hopefully they can give Johnny Cueto some support.
All right, Johnny Cueto on the mound trying to be the stopper to get them this 3rd game of the series. Stay tuned now, and we'll be taking you to the NBC Sports Bay Area studios for an update right after these messages.
tonight, the series stands split as the Giants and Dodgers head into Game 3 of a 4-game series this evening. Welcome back to our broadcast. I'm Amy Gutierrez, and with a history as rich as the San Francisco Giants have, fans are assured that every night there will be an anniversary of some great play in Giants history. Tonight, no exception. Kevin Mitchell, in 1989 on this date, makes one of the most memorable catches in baseball history, and he did it without a glove. It's our Audi Central play. Hank Greenwald, Dwayne Kuiper have the call.
And that's sliced to left field, and it's another chance for Mitchell, and he makes a barehanded catch.
In my entire life, I've never seen that happen.
Well, look at that. I have a feeling you're not alone.
You gotta be kidding me.
Visit a Bay Area Audi dealer today. Get behind the wheel of the Audi model you have always wanted. All right, good news. Michael Morris is back with the Giants, and Johnny Cueto is on the hill. He's always fun to watch. You got John Miller tonight. You got Mike Krukow. You got lineups. First pitch. It's all coming your way, Giants and Dodgers. Stay with us.
That's right. Key ingredients of the game brought to you by Round Table Pizza and their new Magnifico Ultimate and Wombo Combo Pizzas. Number 1, protection for Buster Posey. That's right. Guess who's hitting fifth tonight? Well, that would be Christian Arroyo, who has one big league knock. He needs to have a good couple early ABs, so he gets some pitches for Buster Posey. Number 2, defensive rhythm. Giants have a couple newcomers in the on the defensive side with Drew Stubbs in center, Christian Arroyo at third, and tonight they have Eduardo Nunez at shortstop. So they need to find defensive rhythm in number 3. Watch the Cueto-Utley matchup. Chase Utley is hitting just .034 in the year, 1 for 29. Why is that important? Well, lifetime against Cueto, he's hitting .324 with a couple of bombs. So those are our Round Table key ingredients.
Giants are on the field, and so we're just about ready to get started. Let's take a look at the batting order for the Dodgers. The rookie Cody Bellinger made his debut last night. Now he makes his debut in the leadoff spot. And as far as he can recall, it's the first time at any level to lead off. Corey Seager at short got his 250th career hit last night. He hadn't played that many games. He'll turn 23 tomorrow. Turner at third. Gonzalez, the veteran, at first.
Grandal catching, Puig in right, hitting 6th. Utley at second, Tolles in center. Alex Wood, the left-hander, on the mound.
On the hill tonight for the Giants will be the right-hander Johnny Cueto. He's 31 years of age. He's in his 10th year at the big league level. 5'11", 225-pounder. This is what he has done in 4 starts, 3-1 with a 5.25 ERA. And for Cueto, lifetime against these Dodgers, 5-6, but with a 2.74 ERA. That may be 2 innings.
And a called strike on the first pitch of the night, and we are underway right on top. Bellinger in his major league debut last night got a base hit in the 9th inning. And that's strike 2 called.
You take your bats against Cueto, you're going to see a lot of different ways to upset the timing of a hitter. Stuff-wise, 90 to 95 miles an hour.
And he struck him out. He gave him the little quick slide step. Kind of quick pitched him.
And just went right up above the letters. A 3-pitch see ya. Let's take a look at the defense playing behind Johnny Cueto tonight for the Giants. Starting in their outfield from left to right, it'll be Hernandez, Stubbs, and Pence. Good arms across the board. Nunez and Arroyo on the left side of the infield. Panic and Bell on the right side. And Buster Posey, he'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
Now Seager, base hit, ripped it right up the middle. Seager, who had the great rookie season last year and off to an excellent start this year. .312 average coming into play. He'll turn 23 tomorrow. Day game here tomorrow, 12:45. Baseball in the sunshine in the city. Justin Turner will come up now. Turner, he was a key player in a couple of different ways last night. Turner ended up with 2 hits, including a big base hit in the 4th inning rally where they got their only runs. But he scored from third base when Buster Posey had frozen him on a ground ball to Buster. Left center, Rockies Hernandez. And stopping at second is Seager. So a couple of quick base hits here. First ball swinging against Johnny Cueto, and that brings up the veteran RBI man, Adrian Gonzalez.
We talked about it last night about how the Giants approached Clayton Kershaw. They wanted to get after him early because they didn't want to get deep in the count or forbid to get into the 2-strike count. Well, the Dodgers will approach Cueto the same way. He wants to get strike 1, and he's going to challenge that strike zone early with all of his pitches that they're going to be trying to be ready for.
And Kershaw was having cramping in his calf after getting hit by a ground ball early on in that game. And he pitched with it the rest of the night. Changed up on him, and it's 0-1.
I think that's his best specialty pitch. He'll also give you a cutter and a slider. I mean, he's even got a curveball. We don't see many of them, but he loves that changeup, especially the lefties.
Kershaw was taken out after 7 innings. And I think ordinarily, without the cramping in the calf, he might well have stayed in there a little bit longer. So 2 men on for the Dodgers. They're threatening against Cueto here right away. Adrian Gonzalez, 7 for 27 in his career against Cueto. And a high pop-up, middle of the infield. And the infield fly rule is in effect, so he's already out. Joe Panic, the wind started to carry that one deeper into the outfield, but Panic stayed with it. Caught it anyway, even though Gonzalez was already out. 2 down. Justin Turner also made a great defensive play to rob Hunter Pence of a base hit with a man aboard and 2 down in the 7th inning. That was a key play. And Turner, he's been a key guy for the Dodgers really ever since they got him.
I think he was their MVP last year.
Here is Yasmani Grandal. Steerak. I took that from Mike Shannon.
Mike Shannon?
Broadcast. Yeah.
It's a good one.
Yeah. You think it sounds good with me?
Steerak.
0-1 the count. I'm trying it out.
Good strike zone to pitch to tonight. Bill Miller, the plate umpire, he looks for strikes. I think he's a low ball umpire, but you'll see bell highs as well. When you have pitchers that throw strikes, he really will start looking for them, and you'll get some width on the strike zone.
Bill Miller, who is from Santa Cruz. Grandal 4 for 15 lifetime against Cueto. I'm going to give him a couple of off-speed pitches and then a foul tip on that high tight fastball with a lot of movement on it. Strike 2.
When you go inside to Grandal, you better get it in there, because he's a short arm swinger and he hits middle in very well, especially below the belt.
Grandal, 218 average, got power. 2 on, 2 out. Back to the screen. Pretty good rip at that one.
Again, perfect location. He's not an easy guy to bind up. And he's got the type of swing, again, because of those short arms. With bent arms, he can pull you and hit you out of the ballpark. He's a strong man.
Tie block. Pitched pretty well last night, but nonetheless got tagged with a loss. Pence, yes, in a slide. Well done. That ball kept hooking away from him. The Dodgers strand 2. Hunter Pence. Yeah, got it. Pence will be coming up.
The hook is what made it tough. Here come the Giants.
On an overcast night here at AT&T Park, the Giants batting order sponsored by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. Hunter Pence, after his excellent catch to end the Dodger threat, leads off. Brandon Belt first base. Eduardo Nunez at short in the absence of Brandon Crawford. Buster Posey, the catcher, in his 11-game hitting streak, he's had 18 hits and a .419 average. Christian Arroyo in the 5th spot in his 3rd major league game. Joe Panik, second base. Gorkis Hernandez, left field. Drew Stubbs in center field, hitting 8. Johnny Cueto, the pitcher.
On the hill tonight for the Dodgers will be the left-hander Alex Wood. Wood's a big guy, 6'4", 220-pounder. He's a 4-year veteran. That's what he has done in 4 starts. 1-0 with a 3.29 ERA. Probably 2 starts. When you take your bats against him, you're going to see a low to mid-90s fastball with a curveball and a changeup, but a very herky-jerky style motion. He really has a big separation, and it takes a while to get time to this guy. He's unique.
Pence with a high foul out of play. Alex Wood, who originally came up with the Atlanta Braves. Hunter Pence hitting .312, .372 on base. Leadoff type numbers, but only 1 home run. And that called a strike. A check swing by Pence. And Pence is asking Bill Miller, did you call that a strike or did you say a swung? Miller gave no signal that he thought he had swung. 93 miles an hour up out of the zone. 1-2.
Giants have done pretty good against Alex Wood. He's had a couple of starts in 6 career appearances. He's 0-2 with a 6.89 ERA. So they've got some ownage on him.
Struck him out.
Good changeup. Let's take a look at the Dodgers defensively tonight. Starting their outfield from left to right, it'll be Bellinger, Tolles, and Puig.
and you've got really good arms on the corners with Puig and Bellinger. Seager and Turner on the left side of the infield. Utley back in the lineup tonight, joined by Gonzalez on the right side of the infield, and Yasmani Grandal. He'll be in the squad, putting down the signs.
They go into the big overshift against Brandon Belt with 3 infielders moved to the right side of second. Seager stays at shortstop. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, according to Adam Hamari, the third base umpire.
That's a quick trigger right there. I'm not sure about that one. Let's take a look. No, that's not a swing. It's a bad call.
Belt had a couple of issues last night with Hamari when he was behind the plate. Hamari was given a very high strike, much higher than the strike zone is supposed to be. Belt chased that one, and now it's 0-2. I'm John Miller with Mike Krukow and Amy Gutierrez also with us. Amy G, the Giants and the Dodgers, game 3 of the series. And it's 1-2. Bruce Bochy thought, talking to him before the game about Wood, that maybe that changeup was his best pitch, his out pitch. What do you think?
Well, I agree, and I think he sets it up with that herky-jerky motion. I mean, he gives you a lot of arm speed.
Strike 3 called on a fastball. Let's go down to Amy G.
All right, gentlemen, a lot of moving parts for the Giants this afternoon before the game. We're going to get you all up to date with the Kuvara injury update. Brandon Crawford, as suspected, placed on the bereavement leave. Kelby Tomlinson was recalled. Denard Span taking a turn for the worst, placed on the 10-day disabled list. And the Giants purchased the contract of Michael Morse. To make room for Morse on the 40-man, they placed Jarrett Parker on the 60-day DL. Gentlemen, Brandon Crawford will be seen and evaluated when he returns on Friday with that strained groin from last night. Gentlemen.
All right, thanks to Amy G. And there's ball 1 to Eduardo Nunez. Nunez, who not many hits lately. His average has plummeted to 253. Seager. And the Giants go down in order. A very quick inning for Alex Wood. 10 pitches and out. Cueto back to the mound. And it's Brewfest. As a special event package, you get a ticket to see the game, admission to the pregame Brewfest event, and to attend the Brewfest event, you've got to get that special event ticket. Go to sfgiants.com/special events. Johnny Cueto back to work to Yasiel Puig, just missing, and I think Buster and Cueto thought maybe he just got the outside corner on that one.
Well, I think they had a pretty good argument.
Did he swing? Yes. Kerwin Danley, the first base umpire. So the corner umpire so far is on swing mode.
That's a close one too. That could have gone either way.
It looked like more of a swing than Belts. Strike 2 called. It's 1-2.
A little quick pitch there. One of the ways that he can upset the timing of a hitter.
And that's all for Puig.
Perfectly placed slider. Amy Gutierrez mentioned the injury to Brandon Crawford. This happened in the 9th inning when he was running first base, and he got a little biter up around the groin. And that is something that you guys are going to have to pay close attention to. And that is our injury report. It's brought to you by 1-800-4INJURY. If you've been injured in an accident, call 1-800-4INJURY or go to 1-800-4injury.com.
Crawford on the bereavement leave list now for at least the next 3 days. And that's a ground ball foul. Off the bat of Chase Utley, the veteran who's had an outstanding career, but having a terrible start to this season. He's had 1 hit in 29 at bats. The quick pitch in the dirt.
But I know he's cold. You hit no 34. That's extremely cold. But against Johnny Cueto lifetime, 324 with a couple of home runs and a double. So, I mean, this is a very interesting matchup.
Panic from the outfield. 2 down. Utley really hustled up the line on that one.
Yeah, he's been doing that his whole career. Hard-nosed throwback right there. You watch him break out of there. I mean, it's just how he plays. And that's how he's earned his respect in this game.
Johnny Cueto getting him, a guy who has given him some trouble over the years, as you mentioned, Mike. And Andrew Toll's right to Joe Panic. And that is an 8-pitch inning, 3 up and 3 down. Johnny Cueto sets the Dodgers down. Now Buster Posey and then Christian Arroyo when we come back.
Things are safe at home with Nest Cam security cameras. Learn more at nest.com/Giants. And the Giants today welcome back Michael Morse. And we go back to 2014 in the NLCS Game 5 pinch hit home run to lead off the 8th inning off Pat Neshek, which we thought was impossible. It tied the ball game and set the table for Travis Ishikawa. That is our safe at home by Nest. Welcome back, Michael Morse.
And he was so excited to be here before the game. Man, he put on a show during batting practice.
He hit one over the bleachers and it went up on the second deck where the Coke bottle is. And I have never seen that.
Oh, that's impossible. Actually, he did.
It was amazing.
I mean, remember they used to have the foot marker out there.
Right there.
And it was 500 and something if you hit it up there. 2 balls, no strikes to Buster Posey. Buster not hitting for power. He's got 1 homer, 2 doubles. Remember, he's only played 14 games. He's come back from the disabled list with the hot hand. A little bit low, 3-0. He gives the low strike, this Bill Miller, but not that low.
You're talking about the changeup of Alex Wood, and he really sets it up with a lot of motion. This will give you a good shot of what the hitters see. And that was the changeup on a 3-0 count. So that's respect for Buster Posey.
Buster 4 hits in 7 career at bats against Wood, including a couple of doubles. 360 overall average for the year. Another changeup. Buster thought he had a walk.
Well, I mean, you have to know this. Bill Miller has a big strike zone. It's a consistent zone, but it's big. And if you're hitting tonight against strike throwers, you better get up there and be aggressive. Expand the zone.
Justin Turner, 1 away. And Christian Arroyo will come up. Play of the game now, brought to you by the all-new 2017 Chrysler Pacifica. First inning last night. First time he'd ever faced Clayton Kershaw. Base hit to left field for his first major league hit. And Mom and Dad, the fam, they were all here. And Mom had a few tears going up there, as you might expect.
And that was the souvenir, the baseball.
And Arroyo at the plate. It takes comfort, storage, and technology to the next level. The Chrysler Pacifica, making Pacifica the new benchmark of minivans. Arroyo was hitting .446 in AAA. A ball and a strike now from Wood.
I talked to Will Clark prior to yesterday's game about what he thought of Christian Arroyo. He said he's a contact guy. He just imagined Joe Panic from the right side. That's what you get with Arroyo. He said he'll run into a couple. He says he's more of a doubles guy than a home run guy, but he says he can hit. He's a contact hitter. There's the Arroyo family, all the way from Florida.
And the changeup, 2-2.
I'm sure that's the first thing that this league's going to try and find out if Arroyo can hit, and that's the off-speed stuff. Because he's seen a lot of them in this series so far. His debut was Monday night.
And he tried to sneak a fastball by him, but a little bit off the inside. Arroyo, only 21 years old. Strike 3 called.
On a 3-2 changeup. And really, what is the difference between a major league pitcher and a minor league pitcher? Well, you're going to see a lot of good stuff in the minor leagues, but you're going to see at the major league level is a guy that has the ability to throw 5 pitches over the plate in any count. And he just saw a 3-2 changeup from Alex Wood. And that's one he'll remember.
So here is Joe Panic now. 2 down, nobody on. 3 strikeouts for Wood. He's only faced 5 hitters.
I mean, you'll see guys in rookie league and A-ball throw every bit as hard as guys here at the big leagues. It's just that they can command it and they understand it a little bit better. They know its movement a little better.
And that fastball for a called strike.
So when you see a 21-year-old kid come to the big leagues like Christian Arroyo or Cody Bellinger, you automatically assume that they can hit the fastball.
Strike 2. And that's the low strike. Panic thought a little too low, maybe. Joe Panic. Let's take a look from the side there.
It's a low zone.
2-2. Panic into the game. .333 average, .395 on base percentage. And he struck him out. 4 strikeouts in the first 6 batters he has seen. And he'll be coming up then the top of the order.
partnered to raise awareness and funds in support of the city of San Francisco's Heading Home campaign. The Heading Home campaign is dedicated to ending family homelessness in San Francisco. For every Giants run scored at AT&T Park, Airbnb and the Giants will donate $1,000 to the Heading Home campaign. Giants fans can participate by making a donation to Hamilton Families by texting HOME to 91999 or go to hamiltonfamilies.org.
Alex Wood quickly behind 0-2 now to Johnny Cueto as we start the third inning. Wood is 0 for 4 at the plate so far this year with 4 strikeouts. Top of the order coming up next with Cody Bellinger, whose dad played for the Yankees. And it wasn't all that long ago, or at least doesn't seem like that long ago. The quick pitch, and it's down and away. 2-2. There's Cody Bellinger. Just got a piece of it. Pretty good work there.
It goes fast. It didn't go that fast when you were in the minor leagues. It didn't. In fact, life was kind of slow. But once you got to the big leagues, pace of life kind of picked up a little bit. And we've kind of been on that same flow here for a few years, partner.
Oh, not me. 2-2 the count. And he fouls it. He's hanging in there against Johnny Cueto.
It's a pretty good hack.
Yeah, I was a little surprised. Yasiel Puig in the dugout talking to a teammate. 2-2 the count to Wood. He continues to hang in.
If you can go up there and get 5 pitches out of an opposing pitcher as a hitting pitcher, that's a good at bat. Even for a guy who's not a very good hitter, just getting the pitches is a good job.
Oh, looked like Bill Miller started to ring him up and then thought better of it.
It was a little low, but I mean, watch Bill Miller. I mean, he looks for strikes, man. That's an umpire's box.
All right, there is strike 3 called. 1 away. Holding the powerful accountable is more important now than ever, and NBC Bay Area's investigative unit is doing just that, changing 25 laws and policies, investigating billions in tax spending and waste, and recovering millions of dollars. Real journalism making a difference in the Bay Area and beyond. NBC Bay Area, we investigate. 0-1 the count to Cody Bellinger. The strikeout of Wood, number 3 for Johnny Cueto, including Bellinger to start off the game. And that's the first time that he has not thrown a strike to Bellinger.
Yeah, he 3-pitched him on 3 fastballs his first at bat.
This guy's got a ferocious cut, though, doesn't he?
He does not get cheated. And he's right on top of the plate. And I mean, when a guy comes up out of the minor leagues, as he has, with great credentials and great numbers, you don't say a word to him. You just let him go play. After he goes, you know, a 2 for 28 or something, he'll tune in and he'll start listening a little bit more. And he may never go 2 for 38. Who knows? I mean, but he is on top of the plate, and that's something that you don't normally see. His toes are touching the chalk line. That's on top of the plate.
Quick pitch deep down the right field line, but a hooking foul onto the arcade.
Got a man making a play. Let's take a look. Oh,
wow.
It's a player. I don't need no stinking glove.
That might bring back some memories for Will Clark. Popped up behind the plate, and that'll come back out of play. Will Clark, of course, as any Giants fan knows, hit a home run his first major league at bat against the future Hall of Famer Nolan Ryan, and he hit it to center field at the Astrodome. But a guy who'd been in a car wreck, he had a cast on one arm, made a one-handed catch of it. And Will Clark said the next day he got fined by the Kangaroo Court. And that is all for Bellinger. A mighty cut, but he didn't get it, and he has struck out twice in this game. Clark said, they fined me for hitting a home run to center field that was hit
so softly that a guy in a cast could make a barehanded catch of it.
Hey, we got $10 out of him.
And I'm pretty sure he was happy to pay it. Here is Corey Seager.
Well, I was the benefactor of that home run. I was pitching that day. I thought it was pretty cool. But when he hit that against Nolan Ryan, center field, Astrodome, it locked us all up.
Backhanded by Belt. Seager annihilated that one, but Belt was able to scoop it up, and that is a quick inning for Johnny Cueto.
The Association of Realtors, whether you're buying or selling a home, you can rely on California Realtor. From start to sold, a realtor's got you covered. California Association of Realtors, champions of home. Visit championsofhome.com.
Gorkis Hernandez leads off against Wood. Bluffs the bunt, takes a knee-high strike.
Giants need to get Wood in his stretch. He's got too much of a good rhythm going out of the windup right now.
Drew Stubbs is on deck. Cueto due up third in the inning. Change up. And Seager throws him out. Gorkis came up last night in the 7th inning as a pinch hitter against Clayton Kershaw. He had had 2 hits in 31 at bats and hit a line drive base hit against Kershaw.
That was one of the best at bats of the night, and he hit it to the opposite gap, right center.
So now Drew Stubbs looking for his first hit. He's 0 for 6 with a walk since being brought up from Sacramento. Fastball for a called strike. Stubbs has a little bit of experience against Wood. He's had a triple against him and gotten 2 walks in 4 plate appearances. And a change up in the dirt to count 1 ball, 1 strike. Cueto on deck. Colorado hosting Washington this evening on the out-of-town scoreboard. And Washington has a 5-2 lead last of the 6th. Right to the shortstop. Seager just in time. 2 down. Let's check in with Amy G.
All right, gentlemen, it is college night here at AT&T Park. It's a pretty fun campaign. Colleges around the Bay Area being honored tonight. It was St. Mary's turn. You're getting a look at the 2016-17 St. Mary's men's basketball team staff, and that gentleman right there, the West Coast Conference Defensive Player of the Year, Joe Rayhan, his coach, Randy Bennett. He did a pretty good job. I mean, if basketball doesn't work out, there's always baseball. Fun to see those guys, gentlemen.
Well, it's cool. The guy goes right up on the mound and just fires it in there and then makes it.
Yeah, he was past the 3-point line too, I think.
Johnny Cueto. Big chop to third, foul. Justin Turner got it. 0-2 the count. Giants have not had a base runner yet. How many games have there been? Not that I'm complaining, but going back to the last 10 days or so, it's, I think, the majority of games where the Giants don't get anybody on in the first 3, 4, 5 innings.
And that's something that has been addressed. I mean, they're talking about it. How do you get better your first time through the lineup?
And that's all for Johnny Cueto, and 5 strikeouts for Wood. An 8-pitch inning. It'll be Turner, Gonzalez, Grandal, big hitters coming up for LA.
Your game-winning play? Well, Monday night, game 1 of the series is last out of the game. It's the first time in San Francisco Giants history the Giants recorded the last out with a catcher picking off a runner at any base. Buster Posey nailed Justin Turner, and Mark Melancon said, "Thank you." Visit Twin Pine Casino for your chance at a big win. Twin Pine Casino and Hotel, the only place to play and stay in wine country.
On the post-game wrap, we were talking about that play on Monday night when you were over at the Bay Area Sports Hall of Fame festivities, inducting Matt Williams into the Hall of Fame. Congratulations, Matt. And we showed that highlight where Melancon was so pumped up about the game ending on that pickoff, and he starts screaming and shaking his fist and whatnot. And Kipe says actually, somehow it seemed like it made him angry. Turner with the high pop-up, and well, more than a pop-up, all the way out to center field. Stubbs just waited for it, and finally a step to his left for the out. And the Kite was like Buster threw him out. Everybody's excited, but Melancon. Watch this.
What'd you do? I wanted to strike him out.
I can get that guy out.
It was a great reaction.
Oh, and 1 down to Adrian Gonzalez. The thing that was so shocking about it was, over the years, whatever team he was on, Adrian Gonzalez is just the guy that all of his teams want up there in that spot. When you need to get a run home, he's the guy. He's been the big RBI man.
One of the greatest active RBI hitters in all of baseball. I mean, he is just so consistent.
And it's 1-2. Well, he was, of course, Turner looking right in from behind the pitcher at second base. He sees that 3-1 pitch go right down the middle, and he sees Gonzalez start to swing, and he's thinking, okay, I got to get a jump. I'm the tying run. He's definitely going to hit that. Oh, he didn't hit it.
Well, that's exactly what happened to Turner. I mean, Turner's a smart player. I mean, he's a very good instinctive base runner. He doesn't make mistakes like that. He simply assumed that there was going to be contact on that 3-1 fastball from Melancon to Gonzalez, but it didn't happen. Buster took care of it, took advantage of it.
Still 2-2 as George Lombard, the first base coach, picks it up. Justin Turner. I mean, they got him for almost nothing. You kind of shake your head. The Mets. He was a Met. They had him, and he was just a utility guy, a role player. Changed up on him and missed.
He really has become the poster child in Los Angeles. He was, I think, their MVP, despite the fact that Corey Seager was, Rookie of the Year last year. I think Turner was their MVP. He went to school at Fullerton State. He's a Southern California guy. No place he'd rather play for.
That's out of play. Quite a battle going here between Cueto and Adrian Gonzalez.
It doesn't always work out well for a guy who's raised in a region, rooted for a team as a kid, and he comes back to that city as a professional baseball player. That's not an easy thing to do. And boy, has he cashed in on that. He has made every one of his friends, relatives, high school teachers, kindergarten teachers very proud.
The quick pitch on the slide step, fouled out of play. The Dodgers acquired him off of waivers from the Mets in February, just maybe 2 weeks before pitchers and catchers reported, or less, before spring training of 2014. And it's a walk for Gonzalez.
It's good at bat.
0-0. We're in the fourth inning. Dodgers got 2 first-inning singles from Seager and Turner, and Cueto had retired 9 in a row since then, starting with Gonzalez. So Gonzalez gets aboard, first base runner since the first. And here is Grandal. He lined out to right, and Hunter Pence made an excellent catch of it. Ball was really hooking away from him. To third. Still in time to get Gonzalez at second. That ball was smoked, and he knocked it down with the body in old school third baseman kind of fashion.
I'll tell you what, that's pretty good instincts from the Rook. I mean, look, this is his third game at the big league level. He knows this ball's blistered. He looks around to see where everybody is before he goes over and picks it up with the bare hand, and watch him take a look at where everybody is right there. Looks at first, and he has a play at second. Goes down with the bare hand and calmly flips it over and gets the lead out. Now Gonzalez has to stop to make sure that line drive is not caught. But nevertheless, a good play from the Rook.
And that's when you talk to his teammates, with Bruce Bochy, the coaches, I think that's what it's impressed everybody the most. Is just how cool, calm, and confident he looks out there at third base, like he's been there for years and years and years. 2-0 to Puig. Puig struck out his first time. Grandal over at first. Chase Utley on deck. 2 down in the inning. He's got that one. And not in time at second base. And Grandal, to his credit, really hustled. But that was extra bases in the making if he didn't get the glove on it.
Well, and maybe a run. I mean, this ball is absolutely blistered, and watch the reaction. All Arroyo was allowed to do is have a little crossover step and then a dive. And he doesn't come up with it cleanly, but he stops it from going down the line. Ball hits him low in the heel of the glove. Now he's still thinking with Grandal, the catcher, he has a play at second. This is something he'll learn to do too. Do not make a throw you don't need to make. But nevertheless, that's good glove work to stop the extra base hit.
So now Chase Utley, who grounded out to second. Back in the second inning, he's 0 for 1. One ball to no strikes. Gonzalez drew a 1-out walk, then he hit into or Grandal forced him out at second. Now the infield hit by Yasiel Puig. 2 men on, 2 men out. Grandal at second, Puig at first.
And a fastball for a strike.
Wow, he was not sitting on a fastball in the 1-0 count. You always talk about timing your back leg to the pitch. And what a guy does with his back leg will tell you what he's looking for. Watch the back leg. He was not, that ball was by him. He was looking for something soft.
Came back with another fastball, fouled into the crowd. Second deck, 1 ball, 2 strikes. Utley has had more experience against Cueto than any other player on the Dodgers. 38 at bats lifetime against him. With a couple of homers, also a double.
I face a guy 38 times. I can tell you what his hat size is. I know everything about him.
Right to Arroyo. 2 men stranded. Top of the order coming up. Pence, Belt, and Nunez. Posey due 4th. Wouldn't it be nice if you could count on everything as much as a Toyota? Now you can count on big savings on the most dependable cars. See your local Toyota dealer and test drive yours today. John Miller, Mike Krukow with you. Giants baseball from AT&T Park, and the 2 ancient rivals head to head. Giants Dodgers, game 3 of the series, and there's ball 1 to Hunter Pence. Each team has won a 2-1 game. And now we've got a scoreless game going here in the last of the 4th. The Giants still looking to get a base runner against Alex Wood. Pence struck out his first time. Seager. 1 away. The Giants have had 10 men bat against Wood. He struck out 5 of them, and the other 5 have hit ground balls.
Yeah, 4 of those to the shortstop. Nobody has really hit the ball hard off Alex Wood.
Brandon Belt struck out looking his first time. Tomorrow's game is 12:45. Baseball in the sunshine. Matt Moore for the Giants and Julio Urias will be brought up to pitch for the Dodgers. The young lefty, very talented. The Giants will have the night off tomorrow. There's Michael Morse back with the ball club. I think we could make a show of the batting practice if he could do that every single day. I think he'd get good ratings just showing that.
Well, let's wait till Madison Bumgarner comes back off the disabled list.
3 infielders to the right of second against Bell. And off the outside with that breaking ball. 3-0.
But we obviously miss Madison Bumgarner every 5th day when he would go out there and pitch. But I mean, we also miss him in the batting cage, batting practice.
Belt shows bunt, takes a strike. Seager playing at shortstop, came rushing in. You see how they're playing it. The outfield is shaded toward left against him. And it's a walk. First base runner for the Giants.
All right, time now for our Smart Choice. It's brought to you by your California Ford dealers, offering cars, trucks, and SUVs with the right technology at the right price. Ford, that's California Smart. Last night, Eduardo Nunez slides into second base on a steal attempt at the bottom of the first. Additionally called out, but ruled safe after the replay review. And that is our Smart Choice, brought to you by your California Ford dealers.
Looked like a magic trick, didn't it?
It really did. I want him on my dodgeball team.
I mean, there wasn't much you could say that was done poorly by the young second baseman Taylor on that one. He put the glove right at the corner of the bag. Oh, 1 to Nunez, who grounded a short his first time.
I've always believed the longer it takes you to get into your stretch, the longer it takes you to find rhythm out of the stretch position. And usually when you get in the stretch this deep into a ball game, you miss high when you miss. So you have a couple, 2-3 pitches of vulnerability in the eyes of the hitter.
Nunez trying to break out of a slump here. Did he swing? And that's one of the problems he's had. He swung at a lot of pitches that have not been in the strike zone.
All right, did he go? Yep, yes he did. Although he may disagree.
Nunez only 4 hits in his last 34 at-bats. And he's behind in the count here, 0-2. Buster Posey on deck, Belt at first. And Belt is back to the bag. And there's Buster. The Dodgers, the 2 middle infielders, pulled in a bit, double play depth. Hit very softly, and Wood will go after him. So moving over to second, Brandon Belt. 2 down, and here's Buster.
Well, with the first base open here, I do not believe the Dodgers are going to give Buster Posey a whole lot to hit. Remember, it's Christian Arroyo who's got 1 hit in the big leagues backing him up. As impressive as he is, but the numbers that he had in Sacramento were off the charts. He's hitting over 400, but still, who would you rather pitch to, Posey or the Rook?
Well, now remember, if you're going to walk him intentionally, you don't have to throw a pitch. You just say to the umpire, hey, we're walking him. And then he just goes to first. So, but pitching to him doesn't mean they're really going to pitch to him.
Yeah, if they throw him a strike here, I'll be surprised.
It spun him around. 1 ball, no strikes.
In fact, that's what you hope for. If you're Bruce Bochy, you hope for a strike. Because Buster Posey has no problem expanding his zone. He's not up there looking for a walk. If there's anything close to that strike zone, he'll jump on it.
So he wants to knock Belt in. Well, that's a strike.
That's paint. That's knee high on the outside corner. I don't think in the eye of Posey he felt that was. It's all right. You look at middle in. You look at hard stuff middle in. A guy throws you hard stuff away. You know, you're not looking for that area.
Belt at second, ready to run at the crack of the bat here with 2 down. 1-1 to Buster Posey, facing Wood, against whom he's had some success. 4 hits, 8 career at bats, including tonight. High, lazy fly to center. Tolles over toward right center. And the wind started to carry it a little bit. He might have had an anxious moment or two there. That's all for Buster, and the Giants on to the 5th, still scoreless.
Giants great, and I asked him how everybody was doing, and he said, well, not so good. He said, I lost my nephew Kevin in February because of cancer. And tonight we honor Kevin Spire, and there are 75 friends and family members here. This would have been his 34th birthday. So Kevin, we miss you. And for all the folks who came up tonight to celebrate the life of Kevin, have fun.
Andrew Toles hitting 8th in the order for the Dodgers, leads off and takes a called strike from Johnny Cueto. Toles grounded out to second, his first time. Belt has got this one. Takes it himself. Out.
There's been some flames come down to Brandon Belt on the right field side. So right now, a lot of those changeup, I think a lot of the Dodgers are going up there looking for off-speed stuff because they're squaring up the soft stuff, and when they do, they're pulling it. At least the left-handed hitters are. It's a good play.
Corey Seager hit one very similar to that in the 3rd inning, and Belt was able to get to it. And the StatCast on the MLB at bat app said 107 miles an hour off Seager's at bat. This one might have been something similar. Really hard hit ball. Wood, the pitcher, struck out his first time, although he made Cueto throw a lot of pitches. And Arroyo throws him out. 2 down. Now the Ask BBB trivia of the game, brought to you by your Better Business Bureau. Looking for a trustworthy company or worried you may be striking out with one? BBB sheds light on business so you know who to trust. Visit askbbb.org for help today. The question: who are the 4 Giants to hit a pinch hit home run in San Francisco postseason history? A mighty cut there by the rookie Bellinger, who has struck out twice in this game, 0-1. Well, one of them is a pretty easy question. Is a pretty easy answer to that question.
We kind of covered it earlier in the broadcast.
And it was what, just 3 years ago that he hit a huge pinch hit home run against the St. Louis Cardinals in the league championship series. The night the Giants would win the pennant. Again, the big cut, but a miss by Bellinger. 2010, 2012, 2014. 2014, Michael Morse hit that dramatic pinch hit homer. Soaring shot right down the left field line. In fact, whenever I look at the left field foul pole, it brings Morse's home run to mind, because it was a majestic shot.
Plus, he did against Pat Neshek, and that was impossible. The whole year of 2014, there was nobody nastier than him.
Just got a piece of it. Still 2-2.
Now watch Neshek, the pitcher. You talk about funky. Boom! And he knew it. Michael Morse knew it when he left the box, and this place lit up. It was magical. Amazing. He'll never forget it. Neither will we. But he got upstaged a little bit later on in the game, didn't he?
He definitely did. The Giants were trending by a run when he hit that home run. Bellinger pops it up foul. The interesting thing was, now that they had tied the game, remember Ishikawa was the left fielder, and not a real left fielder. And so Ron Wotus, the bench coach, and Bruce Bochy discussed, should we get Ishikawa out of there? He'd already cost them a run earlier in that game. Now that we've tied it, should we get him out? And Bochy said, I was thinking the same thing, but he could come up in the bottom of the ninth, and we may need that left-handed hitter at least for that one more time. That's a foul back out of play. So they just hope for the best, that nothing bad would happen in the top of the ninth. And of course, you know the rest of the story. Travis Ishikawa became the only Giant other than Bobby Thompson to win the pennant on a walk-off home run. 2-2. And Bellinger hanging tough in there.
And it's been all fastballs up and in or up, and changeups. He hasn't thrown any cutter, any slider, any curveball.
Well, Bellinger is seeing Cueto for the 3rd time, and he struck out the first 2. 2-2.
On the back door, little cutter.
And he saved it for a 2-strike surprise.
3 up, 3 down. Arroyo coming up. Pinch hit home run in San Francisco Giants postseason history. When we got Michael Morse right away, that was pretty easy. Harry Spillman, 1987 against the Cardinals, NLCS Game 3. Bill Bathe, 1989 World Series Game 3 against the Athletics. J.T. Snow against the Mets in the 2000 Division Series. And that was a dramatic home run in the first year of this ballpark. And of course then Michael Morse is Christian Arroyo. Strike one. Arroyo called out on strikes his first time. Giants have not had a hit yet against Alex Wood. Fastball inside and high. 1 ball, 1 strike.
Really a good example of how powerful the fastball changeup combination is when you watch both of these pitchers tonight. A lot of fastball changeup for both of them.
Changeup right back to him. 1 away. Buster Posey finally got a ball to the outfield for the final out of the 4th inning. A fly ball into right center field, and otherwise the Giants, it's been all strikeouts and ground balls.
Yeah, and Posey didn't hit that ball very well. He had kind of lost his legs in the swing. Good changeup. And really, you know, Alex Wood, he didn't nibble. He went right after Posey. I'm really surprised by that.
Joe Panik struck out his first time. One ball, no strikes. Dodgers have 3 hits. They got 2 of them in the first inning. Puig got an infield hit in the 4th inning. Cueto has thrown 69 pitches in 5 innings. Wood has not allowed any hits. And it's 2-0. I wonder if we went back and looked at every fastball he's thrown, if we'd find that all of them were out of the strike zone so far tonight.
Not all of them. All but about 3.
2-0 the count. And that is back out of play.
Good swing. I love the approach from Joe Panik, and he's great to watch hit from the side camera, because with Joe there's no stride. I mean, he's spread out and he just tucks his knee in a little bit and lifts his foot up just a bit, and watch the foot movement really about 3 inches, and the head stays so still. Gets a great look at the ball.
There's another ground ball. Chase Utley. 2 down. Eight ground outs for the Giants, plus the 5 strikeouts for Wood. And now here is Gorkys Hernandez, who grounded out to short his first time.
Hank Sauer, who played with the Giants, he was on that first team in 1958 when the Giants came from New York to San Francisco, and he became an instructor for the Giants organization for a long time. And that was one of the things that he professed when guys were struggling. Take the stride out, get your head to be calm. And when you spread way out and you don't take a stride, your head doesn't move. Remember Gary Maddox? He was a long-legged hitter, and that's what he eventually did with Gary Maddox, who had a problem with the stride, keeping his eye on the ball. He spread him out, gave him the no stride approach like Joe Panik has tonight, and Maddox wound up having a very nice career. But it's just an old trick that has been around baseball a long time.
And it's 2-1, another changeup.
Whoa, look out there, ball dude. That is Louis Berlin. Yep. All right, once he started backing up, he was like, a bit, get off my heel, whoa, stay up, I got money on you. Yeah, baby, Louis.
That's a bad hop.
Just, you know how you catch that? Wait till it stops rolling and pick it up.
2-1 the count to Gorky Hernandez, and he's still trying to recover from that.
Well, that was exciting. That's what he came here hoping for tonight. That way, Lewis. Over on the first base side, Jim for Mays.
So Grandal has visited the mound. Now back behind the plate, 2-1 the count. And the fastball at the knees, 2-2. Drew Stubbs is on deck. And a pop-up. Won't make it quite the shortstop. On the grass behind the mound, Seager takes it. 3 up, 3 down. Giants hitless through 5. Seager, Turner, Gonzalez coming up. In Northern California, a Lexus dealer who invites you to test drive a Lexus today. On to the 6th inning. There's the San Francisco Oakland Bay Bridge. The half coming in from Yerba Buena Island into the city. Johnny Cueto back to work now. The big hitters are up for LA here in the 6th. Third time through the order, starting with Seager, Turner on deck, and then Adrian Gonzalez due up third. And he's high with the breaking ball, and the count is 2-0.
He hasn't utilized the breaking ball very much tonight. When he's throwing it, he's just trying to steal a strike with it.
Seager back into the crowd off to the left.
Well, you think back as to how inning number 5 ended for the Dodgers with that cut fastball that Cody Bellinger took for strike 3. And all of a sudden that cutter has come to life, and you might see it start to throw that thing a little bit more this time through the lineup.
Too high. 3-1. Seager had a single to center field in the first inning and hit a very hard ground ball to Brandon Belt, who made a nice play on it in the third. At the knees. Seager was on his way to first base. 3-2.
They set up in the outside corner. This is a strike. It just doesn't look as good as if he would have been sitting up on the inside corner.
Going back, Stubbs looks up. It is way out of here. And the Dodgers have taken a 1-0 lead. That is a long home run to the left of straightaway center. The 4th of the year for Corey Seager. Look how many rows up that is.
When he hit this ball, I thought it was going to be a fly ball. And you know what? It was. But it was a fly ball that went about 440 feet. This is just an amazing display of raw power. And the thing about Seager is he's going to get stronger as he gets older. You don't get your full strength until you're about 28. And that is a bit scary when you start thinking about where he is now at the tender age of 23.
Well, that was just a stunning home run. Where the left field wall meets the center field wall, which is just to the left of where he hit that ball. It's 404 feet to that part of the ballpark. That's a base hit to center field for Turner. According to the StatCast on the MLB at bat app, Mike, 462 feet is their estimate on that one.
But again, you had a little count leverage. You got to pitch up. You got some backspin on it. And where this thing winds up, about almost halfway up the center field bleachers, that's an impressive swing of the bat. Not many go up there.
109 miles an hour off his bat. So here's Adrian Gonzalez. And he pops it up. Posey goes out. Belt comes in, takes charge. And Gonzalez on the first pitch fouls out. And that's the first out of the inning.
Well, MLB.TV Premium is back and better than ever. Watch every out-of-market regular season game live on over 400 supported devices. Plus, get a free subscription to At Bat Premium, the #1 app for live baseball.
Now Yasmani Grandal, who has lined out to right, grounded into a force play. He didn't really ground out. He hit a line drive. It bounced just in front of third baseman Christian Arroyo, and he knocked it down and recovered it quickly and got an out at second base. Turner, the runner at first here. Dodgers have 5 hits in the game now, and they have the game's first run. 1-0 LA in the 6th. On the right field line, Pence is going to have to go after it, and it hits the wall. Turner is going to be held at third as Pence quickly recovered it after it first shot right by him on the carom. And he hurried it back, so Turner stops at third, and the Dodgers, the big part of their order, and they are hitting Cueto pretty hard in this inning.
Well, the Dodgers catch a break when this ball caroms off the wall. A little height right at the belt. Grandal stays down through it nicely. Watch this ball come off the wall. Once it did this, I'm thinking it's a chance to score for Turner, who runs pretty well. But a nice play from Pence to get the ball quickly to Panic, who's got a good arm. And Chris Woodward, the third base coach for the Dodgers, decides, no, with 1 out, I'm not going to risk it.
Pence made an excellent relay play as Dave Righetti has had his say. He'll go back to the dugout. Nunez and Arroyo and Posey all stayed out there an extra moment or two. So now Cueto trying to do some damage control. A run is in and only 1 out, and runners at second and third, and
Yasiel Puig is up.
Pure strikeout situation, and you have an open base to play with. So in the mind of Cueto, every pitch is a 1-2 pitch. Make him swing at your pitch. You don't want to give him any gifts up there. You got an open base to give.
Posey came up, ready to throw. Had Turner been taking liberties over third base? He was not.
I think he's taking that pitch off. He did not load his backside to get ready for that swing.
2-0.
That's how you should pitch him.
Puig is struck out, and then he got an infield hit in the 4th inning. His infield hit was nearly a double down the left field line. Arroyo made a diving grab and kept it on the infield. 3-0. Puig's only hit against Cueto was that infield hit back in the 4th inning. He's 1 for 9 lifetime against him. Over the outside corner. Puig's going to have to come back.
Not so fast.
So it's 3-1.
Umpires do not appreciate that type of body language, especially on a 3-0 call.
Oh, it is a walk, and the bases are loaded. Second walk allowed by Johnny Cueto. Posey comes out again. Nunez in from shortstop. And you've got Chase Utley, the veteran, coming up with a lot of experience over the years against Johnny Cueto. On the out-of-town scoreboard now, Washington has an 11-2 lead over Colorado. And they're in the top of the 8th inning in Denver. Trey Turner, Jordan Zimmerman, and Daniel Murphy have all hit home runs for the Nats in that one. This is the day after they scored 15 runs there. And Tyler Chatwood was the starter, gave up 5 runs in 5 innings tonight. Bases loaded. Big moment in this game with the Dodgers having taken a 1-0 lead already. Ball 1.
Utley, pretty disciplined in the strike zone. He doesn't normally help you out in this scenario with bases full. He makes you come to that strike zone. He's got an 0 for 2 tonight against Cueto, but he's hit the ball hard twice.
Giants going to get some action going in the bullpen here momentarily. That is pulled foul. Stephen Okert going down to the bullpen. Cueto has thrown 18 pitches in the inning. And the Dodgers have had 3 hits, a homer, a single, and a double, and a walk in the inning. The middle infielders, Nunez at short, Panic at second, double play depth. Strike 2 called.
The cutter absolutely freezes up Utley. You know, the one thing about Utley, I mean, he's very disciplined. He'll go up there with an idea. He's going to look for a pitch or a location, and he stays on it. Now with 2 strikes, he'll adjust off that and defend.
Shallow left center field, base hit. Turner in to score, and Chase Utley gets his 2nd hit of the year, and it knocks in a run. It's now 2-0 LA.
Take a look at the 2-seamer. Just trying to get that ground ball, and it's not a hanger. It's out there below the knees, the outer half. And Utley in a defensive mode manages to throw a little dead bird out to left field. Gorky Hernandez, I mean, he can cover some ground. He comes in on the ball very well. If he can't get it, it can't be got.
So now Andrew Toles, who was grounded out to second and hit one sharply to Belt at first, who made a nice play on it. 2 runs in, bases still loaded, 1 out. Strike 1.
Boy, Toles likes that first pitch.
So now Grandal at third. Puig, who's a fast runner, at second. And Utley, who still moves pretty well, at first. The middle infield, double play depth. Pulled in at the corners. On the outside, strike 2.
Carvin right now, that's a perfect pitch with that cutter on the outside corner. Shave that strike zone.
Alex Wood, the pitcher, is on deck. Toles himself is a very fast runner. Too high, he did not chase after.
Go right back up there across the letters too again. And he's got very aggressive hitter. I mean, he will swing the bat and he will chase below and he will chase above the strike zone.
Two runs in for the Dodgers. Bases loaded, only 1 out. Dodgers with visions of a big inning.
Clearly did not like that suggestion, so we're going to try again. So they're having trouble getting the sign. It's not so much what the pitch is. I think it's the location that's holding him back. He wants to throw a pitch and he wants to throw a location.
This could be 2. Here's 1. Panic back to first. No. And a run scores. 3-0 LA.
Just a little bit of height on the throw from Nunez. Hits it right low in the heel. This is where he throws a little high. And Panic, who's got a very good arm, cannot overcome the speed of Toles, who runs well.
And Wood trying to bunt for a hit there with 2 down. Of course, Brandon Crawford not here tonight on the bereavement list. But that could well have been an inning-ending double play. And of course, Nunez has only played, what, a couple of games at shortstop this year. Runner going. Joe Panic stayed put. It was Nunez, the shortstop, who covered at second. But the Dodgers get 3, and the Giants still looking for their first hit, trailing 3-0.
Ford dealers, home of the F-150 STX, will equip the technology you want at any price you'll like. That's California Smart. That's California Smart. Well, Augusta Green Jackets, the Giants A-ball team at Augusta took on the Lexington Legends last night in the Sally League, the South Atlantic League. And the Augusta left-hander Dominic Mazza, who is from Concord, went to UCSB, 22nd round pick by the Giants in 2015, pitched the first perfect game in league history. And he pitched a complete game on 85 pitches. He struck out 9. So Dominic, a left-hander, nice going. You made us proud.
And I remember hearing about it. And the first question is, well, how was he able to go 9? Just in the lower minors like that, guys don't pitch complete games, whether it's a perfect game or not. They only threw 85 pitches. Drew Stubbs leads off for the Giants, who are now trailing 3-0. And Kelby Tomlinson is out on deck, although nobody's throwing in the Giants bullpen. Johnny Cueto due up next. The Giants have not yet had a hit in this game. Only one man has reached base. That was Belt with a walk in the 4th inning. Now the Dodgers have put 3 on the board. The third one was the one that really hurt, because that was a double play ball. And the timing was a little bit off. Ooh, that looked close.
Well, if they set the target on the outside corner, they may have gotten it. But they exaggerated the target on the inside corner. That pitch was away from the target, so he didn't get the reward.
Ball and a strike. Stubbs, who grounded to short in the 3rd inning. A base hit. That's the first one. That breaks up the no-hitter.
And it's also the first time the Giants have been able to get a leadoff hitter on, so immediately Wood in the stretch.
So Kelby Tomlinson just up for the minors coming up.
High changeup right above the belt. Drew Stubbs. Good mistake hitter, and he gets a mistake, cashes in on it. So Giants looking for a little spark. There it is.
Now the pitching coach for the Dodgers, Rick Honeycutt, will go to the mound to talk with Wood. They've got the top of the order, Hunter Pence, out on deck. And there's Stephen Okert, the left-hander, up in the Giants bullpen. Dodgers will have the top of their batting order up in the 7th inning, starting with a couple of lefties. The plate umpire is going to go out now and break this up.
Break up the rock pile.
So Kelby Tomlinson just back from the minor leagues. Kelby's done well with the bat in his big league opportunities. And back to the bag at first is Stubbs, who runs pretty well. Tomlinson was not doing that well with the River Cats this year, hitting only .220. He hit .292 with a .370 on base percentage with the Giants last year in 52 games. 1-1. Tomlinson got his first go around with the Giants when Joe Panic got hurt a couple of years ago. Tomlinson had not been playing much second base and was very ragged out there at first, but worked hard at it, and by the end of the year he did well. And he ended up hitting .303 in 54 games that year, so he got a .299 major league average, although in just 106 games total.
Well, he's a contact hitter too. You look at the way he loads his swing, very compact hand action getting into his swing, and he's a contact guy with great speed. So, I think he's one of the best two-strike hitters the Giants have. And we're going to find out. That's a definite pitcher strike. I'm sure Kelby Tomlinson agrees with this. Right on the outside kind of corner. But watch the hand action in the swing. I mean, it's almost like he's punching the ball.
And that changeup, one of the few that really has gotten away from Wood. That missed way outside. 2-2.
The other thing too about Kelby Thompson, he's got a very good right field approach. And if you stay one side of the plate on, especially away from the lefty, he'll take that ball to right field. No problem. So a back foot slider. He had a pitch to play with on the 2-2 count. But right now with the 3-0 lead, the last thing he wants to do is start walking people, keeping that line moving against him. So this ought to be a pretty good pitch to hit if you're Tomlinson. Doesn't mean it's going to be a fastball, but it should be in the strike zone, whatever he throws.
Three and two. Stubbs, who runs well at first. And he fought that one off.
Steve, because Grandal called an outside fastball, shook it off, called a changeup, called an inside fastball. And the last thing, he only got one other pitch, a breaking ball. Finally, Grandal went to it, and that's exactly what Wood wanted. He wanted to throw that slider again.
Johnny Cueto's night is over. He had the shutout through 5, but the Dodgers put 3 on the board against him in the 6th inning. And Tomlinson is pinch hitting for him here. 3-2 the count. There goes Stubbs. Back to the screen, foul.
94-mile-an-hour fastball. Quality start from Johnny Cueto. 7 hits allowed, a couple walks, 5 strikeouts in his 6 innings.
And I think it should have been 2 runs. He got the double play ball. And I think lest we start to take for granted how great a combination Crawford and Paddock are and turning double plays out there, maybe the best in the league. Stubbs was running on this one, but Tolles goes back. Pretty gritty at bat there by Tomlinson, but he is out. That's only the 2nd ball to the outfield hit by the Giants in this game.
Well, they're trying to get the rally lights going. First time we saw it, it really ignited the offense for the Giants last homestand. And here they're starting to get it going. It's kind of like the new wave.
I put a screenshot from our telecast that night a couple weeks ago, and the stadium was just all lit up with these flashlight apps all around the ballpark. As Pence 0-1. Pence has struck out and grounded to short, and then somebody sent a note on the Instagram saying that they've been doing that in Anaheim at the Angel games for years. Oh well, fine. But we had not seen it here, and I'd never seen it in a baseball park before. I'd seen it at a rock concert. And Stubbs is back to the bag.
Well, it was like when the wave first came out. I think it was back in 1984, and everybody was taking credit for it. As you see Sergio Romo head down to the Dodger bullpen. It doesn't matter who started it. It's cool.
Hunter Pence. Giants have had only 1 hit in this game, and it was Drew Stubbs' leadoff single in this inning. 3-0 LA leading. Pence hitting over 300 on the inside and framed very nicely by Grandal. Oh, 2 the count. Brandon Belt on deck. Stubbs is back. Romo, after Pence, you got the left-handed hitting Belt, and then you got a string of 3 right-handed hitters in a row: Nunez, Posey, and Arroyo. So that's the part of the lineup you figure Romo's getting ready for. 0-2 the count. Soaring fly ball toward the right field corner. Puig right near the 309 marker. 2 down.
Well, we look back the night we're talking about with it was an Orange Friday. Brandon Belt was up to take his at bat, and all of a sudden it just caught fire. Everybody was doing it. And all of a sudden the Giants started getting hits and they started scoring runs. And
that was the 13th pitch of that at bat, by the way, with the rally lights going. And Belt, after a very determined plate appearance, got the hit. A run scored, and after that the Giants got what, 4 more hits in a row and ended up with a 4-run rally. In fact, that's the last time the Giants really scored any significant number of runs in a game. As you showed at the beginning of the telecast tonight, Mike, in the last 9 games the Giants have averaged under 2 runs a game, 16 runs in 9 games, starting the day after they beat Colorado 8-2. 1 ball, 1 strike to Belt, who has struck out looking and walked. 2 down in the inning. The Dodgers had the big overshift on with Seager over there at shortstop. Nobody at third base at all. Hit very softly. Utley to Seager for the force out on Stubbs, and that's it. 1 hit, nothing more. On to the 7th inning. Top of the order coming up for LA.
We talked about Dominic Mazza's perfect game. Well, it had an unbelievable moment, and that's when Sandro Fabian made a diving catch in the 8th inning to save the perfect game. It was the first out of the inning. He's a right fielder for the Augusta Green Jackets. Xfinity One will change the way you appreciate and experience TV with the most complete way to express and access your entertainment. Xfinity, the future of awesome. And here is that catch. Inside out, going to his right, dives, catches the ball about 5 inches off the ground, and that was the first out in the 8th inning. And that would preserve the chance to pitch a perfect game, and indeed it got done.
Cody Bellinger against the new Giants pitcher, Oakland, and it's a 1 ball, 1 strike count now. Bellinger, in his 2nd major league game, has gone 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. Lefty versus lefty. Leading off in the 7th. And it's 2-1. 3 runs, 7 hits for LA. No runs, 1 hit for the Giants. Okert is in his 7th major league game of the year. Stubbs, he's got it.
Well, right now, the outfield configuration the Giants are throwing out there with Gorkis Hernandez at left, Drew Stubbs at center, and Hunter Pence at right. They have some range. Drew Stubbs can go get him. And what a great play to cut off a gap. That's extra bases. And he gets there no problem. He's got great speed, and he really is always had great range as a center fielder. He showed it there.
Of course, the Giants saw him when he first came up from the minor leagues. His major league debut was against the Giants 8 years ago, back in 2009. Seager along the left field line on the move. Gorkis Hernandez in foul ground with a slide, and he's got it. Nice play. That ball was slicing away from him big time.
Well, the Giants outfielders are backing us up. I mean, this is another great play, and really I think what makes it so good is where he set up prior to the pitch. He wasn't playing straight away left. He was about 6 steps towards the left center field gap, and he comes in and slides under the wall and makes a low backhander, or rather a high backhander. Nice play. Great concentration. The eyes never moved. They never blinked. Watched it right into the glove. Yeah.
And it's 0-1. The fastball to Justin Turner.
One more look at defensive brilliance from Gorkis Hernandez.
A couple of excellent plays to start this inning back of Oakland. And a changeup low. 1 ball, 1 strike to Turner. Has had 2 hits tonight to move his batting average up to .365. He got a base hit to start another rally after Seager led off with a home run in the 6th inning against Cueto. Cueto threw 95 pitches in 6 innings, including 26 of them in his final inning, the 6th. Arroyo, and that's all. That's a 9-pitch inning for Oakland. The Giants coming up with Nunez, Posey, and Arroyo. For that ball game, the first 20,000 fans will receive a Giants player's scarf courtesy of Central Oregon Visitors Association. Go to sfgiants.com for tickets. That'll be Friday here, Giants and Pods. 7th inning stretch time, and the former Giant Sergio Romo has been brought in. I guess it was just too good to pass up if you're Dave Roberts, the LA manager. 3 right-handed hitters in a row coming up. Nunez, Posey, and Arroyo. And your guy against right-handers, as he often was for the Giants over the years, Romo, ready to go.
Well, 10 times he's come into a game, he's allowed 15 base runners in 7 1/3, which jumps off the page right there. 7 walks. Giants fans know what type of to strike out an inning, but still looking for his sea legs in a Dodger uniform.
Strike one to Nunez, who has grounded a short and hit a comebacker. Alex Wood, 6 innings. He only allowed 1 hit. A 6th inning single by Stubbs. And he allowed 1 walk. Giants only put 2 men on base against him. They may not be all that sad to see him go. The way he shut him down. He dominated him tonight.
Yeah, he was spectacular.
There's Tolles, and he'll get to it. That ball was hit pretty well, but 1 away. And Nunez is now 0 for 3 in the game. Buster Posey is grounded out to third and flied out to right center. The Dodger bullpen going, the Giants bullpen going. Avila in the LA bullpen, and for the Giants, Chris Stratton, who was sensational in his first big league game of the year over the weekend in Denver. Pulled foul.
That's a hanging breaking ball. Both first pitch breaking balls that Romo has thrown in this inning have been hangers. And I think if you're going to go up there, you're going to look for a slider, but you're not going to look middle in. You're going to look away. Signature pitch for Sergio Romo is the no-dot slider. He does not tip the pitch with the spin on the ball like other conventional slider spin has. You normally see a little red dot on the ball. You don't with his.
One and one.
And that was a changeup, and that's I don't think I ever remember him throwing a changeup to a right-handed hitter. The changeup is something he developed to throw to left-handed hitters. But with his old catcher up there in the box, I think he's kind of trying to throw a new look at him.
1 ball, 1 strike. Two and one. Well, Buster gave one of the most hilarious answers to a question during the spring about facing Romo in the regular season. He says, well, I know his tendencies. He knows I know his tendencies. The question is, will he pitch to his tendencies, or will he not pitch to his tendencies since he knows that I know? Or because he knows that I know that, will he just go ahead and pitch to his tendencies? Base hit.
Now he wanted to go on the inside corner with it, kind of a front door slider, but he left it out over the middle. So another hanger. This time Buster makes it pay.
And I'm saying he went with his tendency there. But Buster gave this answer. These guys are all right. The writers are all writing down what he's saying. And then Buster says, does that help you?
Yeah. We good?
So here is Christian Arroyo now.
But this is not going to be the same advantage for Arroyo that it was for Posey, simply because Posey saw the spin on that slider forever. If you're hitting off of Romo for the first time as a right-handed hitter, it's a rough assignment trying to identify that slider. It's because it has a different spin than other sliders that you normally see.
And that one got right past Grandal. I believe that'll be a pass ball.
Should be.
Posey to second.
Slider didn't bounce. Just whiffed on it. Kind of around the tip of his web.
Giants with the runner at second for only the second time in this game. That one, a two-seam fastball that had some very late movement coming back toward the plate. That looked like something was wrong with that ball, didn't it?
Well, I don't think from the high sidearm position that Romo could throw the ball straight. I just don't think it's possible.
2-0 the count to the rookie, Arroyo. Left center field, hit well, still going. Adios! Pelota! The first home run for Christian Arroyo. And now it's a one-run game.
And the Arroyo family is going crazy. Take a look at the pitch, a hanging slider. And the kid did not miss the gift. And when it left the bat, I'm thinking double, and then all of a sudden you get backspin and carry, and it rode right out of here.
And this crowd is still on its feet. I think they want a bow from Arroyo. 2-run homer, his first major league home run. And a pitching change for the Dodgers. 3-2 now. LA will be back. The rookie Christian Arroyo just electrified this ballpark, and this crowd with his 2-run bolt of lightning out into left center field. Now Luis Avila in relief of Sergio Romo to Joe Panic, and it's ball 1 inside. So maybe Dave Roberts outthought himself a little bit. I guess he figured 3 right-handed hitters in a row. Romo's our guy. Let's just go to him. Even though his starting pitcher had been superb all night long, he'd made a lot of Giants hitters look bad all night long.
Well, a new pitcher now for the Dodgers, Luis Avila. 10th time that he's come in. He's having a good start. 7 strikeouts in 5 1/3. He's got a good fastball, low to mid-90s. Big curveball and a changeup. A lot of changeups, more changeups than curveballs.
Up the middle. Seager gets to it and throws him out. Hit to the right spot, just not hit quite hard enough.
And here's the hanging slider that Christian Arroyo stays down through and rifles it right over the wall. And the real story was his family up in the seats as this ball went over the wall, and this whole place erupted. And watch his family.
What a moment.
The home run by Christian Arroyo, and now with 2 down, bases empty, the Dodgers setup man comes on, Pedro Baez, to face Gorkis Hernandez.
Yeah, he's off to a great start at 0 ERA, just 5 base runners in 7 innings with 8 strikeouts. Hard thrower, mid to high 90s, with a good slider changeup combination. But when he gets the fastball going, he's going to think fastball. He's a bull.
He lit up the radar gun last night up to 98 miles an hour a few times. Look out. 2-0. Gorkis has grounded to short and popped out to short. Giants have only one left-handed hitter on the bench tonight. That is Connor Gillespie. Got the high strike.
The thing too about Baez, I mean, his cruise speed is about 94, 96. He can reach back and he'll go up to 99. You usually see that when he's either ticked off or it's a 2-strike count.
Two and two.
It's just an easy 95.
Drew Stubbs on deck. 2-2 to Gorkis Hernandez. Another fastball, and he was able to foul that one out of play. Christian Arroyo got the home run against Sergio Romo. Romo struck him out in a very long at bat though here on Monday night. So he did have a little previous knowledge of Romo from that game tonight. Plus, Romo hung that slider right out over the plate. Foul off the right field line.
Every pitch in this at bat has been a fastball. I mean, he hasn't even thought about a slider or a changeup. One more time, take a look at the spin. There's no little red dot. I mean, that's the deception of the pitch, and it did not fool Arroyo. I mean, he hit that like he knew exactly what was coming. I'm sure he was sitting slider speed. But what a great moment for that kid.
Another fastball puts him away. But the Arroyo home run has made this a 1-run game. First major league homer for Christian Arroyo. And we go to the 8th inning. It is 3-2. The Giants down by a run.
as much as a Toyota? Well, now you can count on big savings on the most dependable cars. See your local Toyota dealer and test drive yours today. Tonight, 499th consecutive sellout here at AT&T for the regular season. The streak began October 1st of 2010. It's the longest streak in National League history.
So here's Stephen Okert, who pitched a perfect 7th inning. Some help from center fielder Drew Stubbs and left fielder Yorkis Hernandez. Now scores 3-2 with a little help from Christian Arroyo and his 2-run homer. And the count is 0-2 to Adrian Gonzalez. You got the switch hitting Grandal on deck. Hunter Strickland up in the bullpen. And Grandal has not been very good against left-handed pitching. Gonzalez in this game is 0 for 2 with a walk. Still 0-2.
A little sneak attack on the inside corner there at 92. I think that Adrian Gonzalez will do. He'll kind of lean out. I mean, he's built for the outer part of the plate. But from his perspective, that's a pretty nice job of fighting off a good pitch on that inside corner.
The StatCast from MLB.com says the estimate on Arroyo's home run, 396 feet, 102 miles an hour off his bat. Two.
Well, I guarantee it felt good. But I got to be honest, I'm a little surprised at the carry that the ballpark is giving the offense tonight. We saw it with Corey Seager's home run. Now we saw it with Arroyo's. There's some help out there in center field.
Wow. Yes. Strike 3 on appeal. Adam Hamari said he went around.
I thought it was on the pitch as well. I think he got struck out twice there. Set up on that inside corner.
Wow.
Yeah, perhaps a bit inside. Let's take a look at the side swing and see, was he out? Oh yeah. He hits that ball, it's out of here.
Grandal is lined out to right, hit into a force out and doubled. And that is out of play off to the right, although Posey and Belt both started after it. Grandal is hitting only 136, batting right-handed when facing, which he does when he faces left-handed pitching. He's been much stronger from the left side. He got a big hit, a double in the 6th inning rally. It set up the last 2 runs of that 3-run inning. Dodgers lead now 3-2 over the Giants. Look out. 1 ball, 1 strike. The right-handed hitting Puig is on deck. Strickland is up in the Giants bullpen, a right-hander.
Yeah, this will be the last hitter that Okert faces. He is the only left-hander in the Giants bullpen right now. Once Ty Block came out of the pen, got into rotation, Okert became the lone lefty.
Turner Ward is the hitting instructor for LA. Way outside. 2-1. Well, he tried to go inside, missed way inside, then tried to go outside, went way outside. There's Connor Gillespie with the pitcher due up second in the Giants half of the 8th inning. Right off the mask of Buster Posey.
You think back a couple weeks ago when Buster Posey got hit in the head with a 94-mile-an-hour fastball. Had to go on the concussion DL. Was out 7 days. Every time you see a ball foul off his mask now, you're going to think about that ball that hit him in the head.
Arroyo. 2 down. And Bruce Bochy's coming out. And Strickland will enter the game here. 2 down, nobody on. Puig coming up. The Giants are trailing 3-2, and we'll be right back. your favorite NBC shows and local news using an antenna. All you have to do is rescan your TV to see NBC Bay Area's stronger over-the-air signal on Channel 11. Learn more at NBCBayArea.com/rescan. Giants down 3-2, 2 down, nobody on. Yasiel Puig, and in to face him from the bullpen, Hunter Strickland. Ooh.
96-mile-an-hour challenge. Let's take a look at the numbers for Hunter Strickland, who is throwing the ball very well right now. He's off to a good start. Just 6 base runners in 8 innings, 8 strikeouts. You'll see mid to high 90s with a fastball. He's got a slider and a split. And you will see him pitch inside with Yasiel Puig. Strickland, a big fella, 6'4", about 235.
Out of play, off to the right, strike 2.
That really is to the strength of Puig on the outer half of the plate. Now they established in earlier in this series. Buster Posey, the last 2 pitches, says, give it to me outside. I don't think he wants to go belt high out over the plate to Puig. He wants knee high on the outside corner.
Late break by Gorky Hernandez, and he could not get there.
So an 0-2 slider, and not a bad pitch, just that it hung a little bit in the strike zone. Let's take a look how much of the strike zone it buys. Knee high, that's one he does not want to go in the strike zone with. That's one you want to throw below the strike zone. So to Puig's credit, he took advantage of the mistake.
Chase Utley, he blooped a single into left and knocked in a run in the 6th inning. That was the second Dodger run in the 3-run 6th inning. He is 1 for 3 in the game.
Quick pitch there from Hunter Strickland. That's a new look. You know, baseball's a funny game, and we have examples of it all the time. Chase Utley has had 3 at-bats. The first 2 at-bats, he hit 2 rockets, 2 outs. Third at-bat, hits a bloop, gets a knock and an RBI.
Oh, and to the cat to him, which is why it was that much more stunning that until that single in the 6th inning, he had only 1 hit for the year in 31 at-bats. You figure somewhere in there must have been a couple of bloops that would have fallen in. But when you see a guy like Utley and you see numbers like that, you know that there's been some bad luck involved.
Well, yeah, the problem is he's 38 years old. I mean, this guy's in his 14th year. I mean, you go 1 for 31 and you're in your prime, they're going to say, yeah, he'll come out of it. When you're 38 years old, they're thinking, well, is he done? Is it over for this guy? I mean, that's the problem with being 38 as opposed to being 28.
Joe Panic. The ball came up on him a little bit, stayed with it, throws him out. The hustling Utley retired. Now the Giants have Stubbs, the pitcher's spot, and Hunter Pence coming up.
been a very emotional few days for Christian Arroyo and his family, to say the least. Now, I spoke with his mom, Kim, last night, who was just wrapping her head around Christian making his debut and recording his first major league hit. Tonight, she gets to watch him hit his first major league home run. She said it's just absolutely surreal. It's a dream come true for the whole family. So many years of watching baseball and going to baseball games, and so many happy tears. She went on to say that a parent's biggest dream, gentlemen, is to see their children fulfill their dreams. It could not have been more well said. This week, she's watched dream after dream after dream come true for her baby. So fun to watch. Guys?
Indeed. Thanks to Amy G. Connor Gillespie is going to lead off the inning as a pinch hitter for Drew Stubbs against Pedro Baez, and Michael Morse is on deck with the pitcher due up next. Ball one, the count. Gillespie has had 3 hits in 20 at-bats. The outfield is very deep for the Dodgers. One ball, one strike. Dodgers send a left-hander down to their bullpen, and that is Adam Libator. And there is Michael Morse, just brought back from the minor leagues, where he'd been on a rehab assignment. He injured his hamstring during spring training, did Morse. That was a changeup, I guess, very high and fouled back to the screen. 1-2.
Tough to throw a fastball by Gillespie. We talked about how old school Chase Utley is. The same thing about Connor Gillespie. He's got an approach. He has an idea on every swing. It's just tough to throw a fastball by him. Plus, you know, a guy gets in the batter's box without batting gloves. To me, there's nothing more old school than that. You just don't see that many guys do it. He walked by the batting cage the other day. I said, "Let me see your calluses." And he showed me the palms of his hands. It just brought back memories.
Another 97-mile-an-hour fastball, up a little bit, fouled back.
You go back in the 70s. I mean, guys didn't have batting gloves because they didn't make batting gloves. You had a golf glove. That's why you see a lot of guys in old footage in the 70s and the 80s. They had one glove on one hand, because that's how you bought the golf glove. But a lot of guys didn't wear gloves. And you looked at their hands, calloused up, hard, and you had to earn those calluses with a lot of swings.
And he changed up and struck him out.
Well, time for our BMW Drive, brought to you by your Bay Area BMW Centers. Hurry in today for exceptional offers to visit BayAreaBMW.com. BMW, the ultimate driving machine, and right now the ultimate hitting machine. In the eyes of the Arroyo family is their son, Christian Arroyo, hit his first big league home run, a 2-run shot that made this game a 1-run game. A moment that young man will never forget. That is our BMW Drive.
So Michael Morse returns to the Giants right now as a pinch hitter against Baez. The third baseman, Turner, hugs the foul line, protecting against the possibility of the extra base hit. Ball one. The last time that Morse played a game with the Giants was Game 7 of the World Series in Kansas City. The DH, he was the designated hitter, and he was a big factor in that 3-2 win. The last time he stepped to the plate in this ballpark, it was the clinching game of the league championship series, and he hit a pinch hit home run. And he tried to do it again right there.
That's exactly what his job is. That's why he's here. Bruce Bochy loves that about Morse, is that he represents the long ball, and he will not get cheated.
Ooh. And it's 1-2.
Those are two healthy fastballs from Baez, and he's pounding that inside corner. Morse, a big guy. He's 6'5", and he likes to get extended. He likes balls middle away. And Baez is staying on that inside half.
One ball, two strikes.
Go back in there again.
That's hit well. That's hit deep. Adios! It's tied up. Well, is that a blast from the past? Does that remind you of Game 5 of the League Championship Series against the Cardinals?
And he is not afraid to show some emotion in that dugout, and he is lighting up the core right now.
AT&T Park is delirious. 0-1. Well, it was the 8th inning against the Cardinals in Game 5 that he hit the pinch hit homer that tied that game, that later ended on the Ishikawa home run for the pennant. And now here he is back in town again, and his first at bat, a pinch hit home run to tie the game. Puig, ooh, he overran it, and as he hit the deck, reached back behind himself to catch it.
Well, let's take a look at Michael Morse in a 2-strike count, and he's not going to make a 2-strike adjustment. He's going to wheel and fire. They wanted it up and in. Baez leaves it out over the plate, and Michael Morse lights up the crowd. And from high home, see the carry about a third of the way up, and the big man knew it when he left the box.
Ball 1 to Brandon Belt.
You're not going to see anything but fastballs. Dodgers are going to make Belt prove to them that he can hit the fastball.
Man, is that something? If it was a movie and Morse returns, they'd say, "Oh, that's not believable that he 3 years later comes back and immediately hits a home run to tie the game."
It really is one of the most overwritten scripts ever. It's been written so much that you just don't believe it when you see it actually happen. He wasn't trying to do anything else but hit a home run.
That was his job. That's why he was brought up here. That's why he was set up there to the plate. And he did it. And that's a walk for Brandon Belt on 4 pitches. Three to 3, a couple of home runs in the late innings to tie this game for the Giants. Arroyo, the 2-run shot in the 7th, and now the solo by the pinch hitter Michael Morse. You remember in 2014, Morse had gotten injured and had not even played for 6 weeks. But they thought, well, he could pinch hit and he could DH in that World Series and the League Championship Series. And he hit the pinch hit home run. And I think the lingering images of the just complete joy of his circuit around the bases that night, and the fans never forgot that, and we got to see it again tonight.
Now here is that moment you're talking about. Pat Neshek on the mound, Game 5, Giants down a run, and Morse does this. He's just 6'5", 255 pounds of energy and life, and it's contagious. He's enjoying every second of it. And no surprise he snuggled up with Samardzija. Those two guys right there, they will be inseparable as this season plays on. They'll be good friends. They have a lot of likeness in their personalities.
Eduardo Nunez And it's ball one. 24th pitch thrown by Baez, who came in the 7th inning to get the final out there. Morris did not play last year, and Bobby Evans saw him, and so much come to spring training. He said he felt great. He was in good shape. He says, well, just come to spring training. Let's see what happens. He said there was no plan B. It was, if he didn't make the ball club, he was going home. That would be the end of it.
Dodgers in prevent double defense right now.
Big rip and a foul straight back.
Well, all through spring, I mean, he got off to a slow start, and then he hit a couple of long balls, and he says, yeah, you know, that's good. They'll keep you around here for another week. And that was his mentality. I have to produce in order to stay here. And then he got injured in spring, and then they sent him out and rehabbed him. But he looked really good all spring, and he was having the time of his life. I mean, he felt like he was playing on house money.
Strike two call to the inside.
Like 97 mile an hour two-seam movement.
That home run, by the way, was only the second hit allowed by Baez so far this year, much less the first home run. First run, only the second hit allowed. Turner hurries it and got him. But Michael Morris, tell it bye-bye, baby, as Russ Hodges used to say, to tie this game as a pinch hitter. And we head to the 9th inning. And Mark Melancon will be coming in.
Top of the 9th inning, and I spoke with Michael Morris before today's game, and he said he's well aware that his main job is going to be to come off the bench, but he knows when he does that, he's got to swing the bat hard, which is exactly what he did. He also mentioned that he wanted to relax the atmosphere a little bit, remind these guys what it's like to be a Giant, and he added he could not wait, gentlemen, to get in front of this crowd because he knew that their energy would elevate his game. Gentlemen?
Indeed.
Indeed.
I think he went out and proved it. It's Mark Melancon, the Giants closer, into the game now, and a swinging strike one by Andrew Tolles. The pitcher's spot is due up next, and the Dodgers have Chris Taylor out there. The Giants have reworked the left side of their infield and left field and center field as well. Curveball in the dirt. After Gillespie hit for Stubbs, There is Nunez moving from shortstop to left field. Gorkis Hernandez has moved from left field to center field. And on the infield, Gillespie takes over at third, and Arroyo moves from third over to short. So the infield now, Belt at first, Panic at second, where they've been all through the night. Arroyo at short, Gillespie at third. An outfield of Nunez, Hernandez, and Pence from left to right. And he tweaked something there.
Well, I think Buster got nicked a little bit on that one hopper. That was a big league scud that Melanson just threw up there.
And it's 1 ball and 2 strikes down.
With Melanson, you're going to see low 90s cut with the fastball on that big curveball. I mean, he throws other pitches, but those are his 2 primary weapons. All from a high 3/4 release, which gives him that great tilt on the curveball. It's a great strikeout pitch. You get ahead to count against the lefty, you're going to try and bounce that on home plate.
Three to 3 as we start the 9th. To Panic, short hopped it, 1 away. And now Chris Taylor will come up, the right-handed batter, and he's been hot since being brought up in the minors. And the Dodgers don't have any left-handed hitters. All of their available lefties were in the starting lineup. So on the bench for this game, they had 4 right-handed hitters available. So Taylor, he's the hottest of those. It's the call. And Stripling, number 68, and the closer, Jansen, both up in the bullpen. And it's 0-1.
Perfect cutter, perfect location.
Taylor 6 hits, 13 at bats since being brought up, including 2 doubles and a homer. His homer came as a pinch hitter. One and one now. 3 to 3. Dodgers got a 3-run 6th inning, including a Corey Seager home run to start the rally. And then the Giants got a 2-run homer from Christian Arroyo in the 7th against the former Giant, Sergio Romo. And then Michael Morse back in town, and he celebrated his return, just brought up today, with a pinch hit homer to tie this game. Two and 1 the count to Taylor. And that's out of play off the right field side. 2 balls, 2 strikes.
If you're hitting right-handed off of Melanson, you're thinking right field because of the cut fastball. It's going to have a little movement, not a big one, about 3 or 4 inch slide that just sort of leaks out over the plate away from you. Designed just to get off the sweet spot on the bat. If you try and pull a guy like Melanson, good luck.
Arroyo charged that ball. Got him. 2 down. And Arroyo, most of his professional experience in the minor leagues as a shortstop.
Well, there's different footwork you have to learn with every position, and it's simply learning a new dance wherever you go. And what the Giants have done with Arroyo since the day he got into professional baseball as a kid is they moved him around, and he's very comfortable. He knows the dance of every position. Made that play look easy.
And here's the Dodgers impact rookie Cody Bellinger, who has gone 0 for 4 tonight. He struck out his first 3 times against Johnny Cueto, and then he got a possible hit taken away by Drew Stubbs in left center field, who made a sliding catch his last time.
Right on top of the plate. And you know, we were talking about Michael Morse and his approach going up to the plate. He was going to try and hit a home run. Well, you can say the same thing about this kid.
Well, when he swings the bat, it doesn't matter what the count is. He lets it all. He lets it all out. Did he swing? Yes, said Adam Hamari.
I think with Adam Hamari tonight, if the bat leaves your shoulder, it's a strike. I mean, he has had the itchy trigger finger.
2-1. Soaring pop-up. Arroyo, look out, the wind. And he handled that as well. Welcome to San Francisco, kid.
Yes, exactly right.
Buster Posey coming up. Bay Area tomorrow at 11:30 in the morning for Giants pregame live before the finale of this series. And we'll be back with you on NBC Bay Area and the Giants television network Saturday night, May the 27th at 7 o'clock. The Giants and the Atlanta Braves from AT&T Park. Ross Stripling comes in a 3-3 game. Dodgers not using the closer in a tie game here. And Buster Posey will lead off against Stripling. You may recall Stripling made his start in San Francisco last year. He was just up from the minor league, and he flirted with a no-hitter.
He's got good stuff. 14 strikeouts in 10 2/3. Most of his career he's been a starter. He's got the 4 pitches you'd normally see for very high over the top release.
Right center field, base hit. Buster's second hit, 12th straight game in which he's had at least one, and usually more. That's 20 hits for him now in the last 12 games.
I think he went up there with one idea, and that was think opposite gap. Stayed inside that ball beautifully.
So here is Christian Arroyo. Now he homered his last time. What do you have him do here?
Well, he's a contact hitter. I mean, with Buster, you're not going to do any plays. He doesn't have a lot of speed at first base. You're going to let this kid hit. I hope he finds a gap. Dodgers are backing up Tolles in center. They're going to try and protect the gaps. It's kind of a doubles defense in center.
Just a little bit low.
But you know, you talk to Arroyo about his approach. He's pretty simple. He doesn't overcomplicate it. He gets an idea and he stays on it. If he's looking to break a ball, he'll sit one speed. If he's looking at a fastball, he'll pick either side of the plate. And he's pretty disciplined to it. You don't see him break down mid-swing very often.
Big curveball, and it's 1-1. First baseman Gonzalez on the bag with Buster Posey, and a big hole opened on the right side of the infield with Utley shaded toward the middle in double play depth. There you see how they set up on that right side, and the third baseman Turner is right next to the foul line, and the no doubles. Buster easily back.
Arroyo said when he first got to professional baseball, he really tried to hit a home run in every at bat, and he finally learned that that's not what his strength is. His strength is gap to gap, contact, hit the ball where it's pitched. Gets a home run, great, but he doesn't try to hit him.
Up the middle. Utley gets there. They get one. And double play.
That's a great play from Chase Utley. I'm not sure if some of the steam got knocked off the ball when it hit the mound. Yep, it sure did. And that's a break for the Dodgers. The ball hit the mound and took a lot off it. And even at that, it was still a difficult play for Utley. And once he got it over to Seager, it became an easy 4-6-3. It's a bit of a bad break right there, but nice defense from Utley.
And you can see it clearly from that angle on the replay. It got redirected. Joe Panic and the curveball from Stripling. It's 0-1. Derek Law is up in the Giants bullpen. Dodgers would have their big hitters up in the 10th inning if Stripling can get them to the 10th inning. There's Law. And that is back into the crowd as Bellinger gave chase. 3 runs, 5 hits for the Giants, 3 runs, 8 hits for the Dodgers. Arroyo, a 2-run homer in the 7th. Morse, a pinch hit solo home run in the 8th. That was the Giants' comeback from the Dodgers' 3-run 6th inning rally, which featured a leadoff home run from Corey Seager against Johnny Cueto. 0-2 the count. Well, they went up out of the strike zone, and Panic went up after it, fought it off.
Yeah, you got to protect. 0-2 count. Your chance to be selective kind of goes out the door. See the high target, that's right to the glove. Right where Grandal wanted it.
One and two.
That's a good pitch. That's a good take. The high over top release that Stripling has, it gives you a very acute angle on the curveball. And when you see that big curveball start out, it starts out above your knee if you're hitting off it from the left side, and you're thinking that's something you got to get after. It's not an easy take.
And just managed to foul that one off.
Stripling's throwing darts right now.
Gorkis Hernandez on deck. The only hitter that remains on the Giants bench is the other catcher, Nick Hundley. Giants and Dodgers both going with the 4-man bench right now to get an extra pitcher in the bullpen. And Utley, the inning is over, and we are going extra innings now. The Dodgers have Seager, Turner, and Gonzalez due up.
Law takes center stage from the Giants bullpen, the 5th pitcher of the night, used by manager Bruce Bochy, and he will have to run the gauntlet here. The Dodgers will have their big hitters up: Seager, Turner, and Adrian Gonzalez, the 2, 3, 4 spots in their batting order. Mark Melanson pitched the 9th inning, 3 up and 3 down. So here comes Law.
See the numbers? 10th time that he has come in. You know, we've seen a couple guys tonight with high over-the-top releases, and Derek Law is in that category as well. You'll see mid-90s fastball with a curveball, slider, and a changeup, all from a very high release.
That is a fair ball. 1 away.
And that's a big out. You get Corey Seager out on 1 pitch on a soft ground ball, and you've done your job. It doesn't happen very often.
For instance, in the 6th inning, it didn't happen.
And no, we need a home run, and that had some hang written all over it. I think Seager's going to think about that pitch for a while. So Brandon Belt charging hard to keep that thing fair. Job well done.
Yeah, because Brandon was not playing in there to begin with. He was way back almost to the outfield grass.
Almost to the grass.
So here's Justin Turner. 2 hits, 4 at bats for the game, hitting .360 for the year. 3-3 the score. Giants and Dodgers back at it. Look at the snap on that one. Turner's just thinking like, man, that might hit me, and the ball snaps back over the plate.
You know, and you look at that. He calls it his slider, but it throws it like a curveball. And the break on it is like a curveball. Watch the hand action. I mean, that's curveball, but he calls it a slider. We've had the discussion. No, I hold 3 fingers on it.
2-2. Well, the way he explained it to me was, well, just call the faster one a slider then.
That's right. I mean, there's not anything really orthodox about this guy.
That's foul down the right field line. That's the other thing. You got those 2 different breaking balls that can be so sharp, so tough. But he just threw a 96-mile-an-hour fastball.
He's got a great fastball. And he has a changeup. And you look at the way he loads. I mean, he drops his arm, he anchors his arm down, very much like Tim Lincecum, the arm action that Lincecum had. Down. And then he has to get right back up on top.
Well, now it's 3-2 with Adrian Gonzalez, a left-handed hitter, on deck. That's in there for a base hit. Well, he just couldn't find that curveball to put him away.
But you know what, though? I mean, the point you make about the fastball at 96, that's where I think his growth is going to be, where he gets a little more confident in the fastball. I think throughout most of his career, especially in the minor leagues, that slider got him out of a lot of jams. But here at the big leagues, I mean, he's going to have to trust that fastball a little bit more.
Belt on the bag with Turner at first. And right to Nunez. 2 down. How many times have we seen over the years, back to his days with the Padres, him take a pitch the other way to left field and plant it right up in the bleachers out there?
Oh. Made his reputation in the National League going to left field, Petco Park. One of the hardest home run fields in the National League, and he made it look easy the opposite way.
So Turner back to first, and here is Yasmani Grandal, hitting from what's been his stronger side, the left side. He's a switch hitter. Tonight he is 1 for 4. He hit a double in that 3-run rally in the 6th. 1 ball, no strikes. How about the game in Arizona tonight? The D-backs off to a great start. They had a 5-2 lead
in the 6th inning of that game. They were still ahead 5-3 in the ninth. They brought in their closer, Fernando Rodney. He got torched by the Padres. 5 runs, 6 hits. And San Diego won that game 8-5 in the desert. Got the high strike. 1-1.
That is a huge win for the Padres.
Come from behind win against the red-hot D-backs. And the Padres hit 3 home runs in that game. The red-hot Rockies were beaten by Washington in Denver 11-4 as well.
Yeah, they got beat by the red-hot Nats. Nationals playing good ball. Dusty Baker's got that team believing.
They scored 26 runs last night and tonight at Coors Field. Combined 15 last night. And Turner is back to the bag again.
You know, I always talk about hitters. There's so many different styles, but the one thing that a lot of hitting instructors will tell hitters is when you get up there, relax your shoulders. Relax your shoulders. But if you watch Grandal, the way that he gets set up, I mean, it's almost like he's hunching his shoulders. And he raises them up, and it looks like it's a real tense position that he gets himself in.
It's weird. Nunez way back, under it, and the inning is over. Had it all the way.
Not a problem.
Last of the 10th inning. Hernandez, Gillespie, and then the pitcher spot. Park. Giants 3, Dodgers 3. And for the Giants, Gorkis Hernandez, Connor Gillespie, and then Derek Law would be due up third. The only non-pitcher still available. As you see Gorkis Hernandez getting ready. On the Giants bench is Nick Hundley, the other catcher. Michael Morris hit the pinch hit home run to tie this game in the 8th inning. The 4th career pinch hit home run. We did some checking. That includes postseason play. That one he hit in the clinching game, the pennant winning game against the Cardinals in 2014. And it's the 6th time in his career that he's hit a this note does not really apply to at least tie the game or put the Giants ahead, or any team he's been with, in the 7th inning or later. The last time he hit a pinch hit home run, he was with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Gorkis Hernandez 0 for 3 in the game. Grounded out to short, popped to short, and struck out. Stripling the pitcher.
Well, it's pretty cool when it happens. You know, it is a magical moment. But I am surprised that I would have thought he had hit more home runs in pinch hit roles. Because you think that he's going to do it every time he gets in there in a pinch hit role.
But Morris, and when he has been healthy, he was a guy who played every day. His best years with Washington, he was an everyday player, and he was an everyday player pretty much with the Giants until he got hurt. And he played left field a lot with the Giants back in 2014. Base hit to right field.
Nice approach. Had a similar swing last night when he came in and pinch hit against Clayton Kershaw. He went the opposite way with a base hit. Here he gets a good pitch to do something with. Stripling hangs a breaking ball right at the belt, but he stays inside it. This is what he has not been able to do in searching for that swing all spring. So another leadoff hitter getting on base here against Stripling. Giants did it last inning with Buster Posey. It didn't really amount to much, but here they have something they didn't have last inning with Posey on first base. Now they have speed with Gorkis Hernandez.
So what do you do if you're Bruce Bochy? Do you have him swing away, or do you have him lay down a bunt?
Well, you've got a contact hit up there with Gillespie. You could do a lot of things with him.
You got speed at first. You could try a little hit and run action.
That's definitely a possibility. Stripling's a strike throw. He's around the plate. Could straight steal.
1 ball and no strikes.
But Stripling can be very deliberate. He can be very quick out of the stretch. He's got two different moves. A conventional move out of the stretch with a high leg kick, but then he has a slide step that's very quick. And Grandal's got a very strong arm, so not an easy combination to steal off of.
Quick move there to first base.
You cannot get picked off.
Jose Alguacil whispering something to Gorkis Hernandez.
I think I know what he's saying. You cannot get picked off.
Well, based on those two pickoffs, attempts of the pickoff, I don't see him trying to steal a base here.
Well, I think I agree with you. But they may start the runner with the contact hitter Gillespie up there.
Ball 2, meanwhile. So Stripling very mindful of Gorkis Hernandez's speed. A couple of pickoff throws. Meanwhile, the hitter, and he's not been able to throw him a strike yet.
If you're going to put a hit and run on him, I mean, the things you consider: number one, base runner, if he has speeds, can he get a good jump? Is the pitcher a strike thrower? Is he going to be in the strike zone? And of course, you always have to count on your guy at the plate. Is he going to make contact?
Not in the strike zone yet. It's 3-0.
Well, you wait him out. You also know that Gillespie's got a good eye. He's not afraid to hit with 2 strikes.
Nick Hundley is out on deck. 3 balls and no strikes. And now 3-1.
Taken all the way.
And the look at Phil Nevin, the third base coach. Alguacil helping Gorkis Hernandez over at first base, making sure that he knows what Nevin was signaling. We'll keep a close eye here on Gorkis. 3-1 the count. Nobody out. He's running. And it's ball 4. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. Another appeal to Adam Hamari.
I think Hamari was saying strike before they even asked for the appeal.
You know what? I think in Bochy's mind, that's not a bad thing. Because now Gillespie gets to hit with a runner in scoring position.
So now the left-handed hitter has a chance to knock in the winning run instead of just going over to first base, giving way to the right-handed hitter.
And it does change the at-bat. Because it becomes a strikeout situation for Stripling with nobody out and a runner at second base. Did he go? You know, that's with Hamari at third base, the umpire, that's the way he's called it all night. So yes, he did. But in the mind of Stripling, it now becomes a strikeout situation. In the mind of Connor Gillespie, the worst that can come out of this at bat is he has to be able to get that runner over. Dodgers bring the outfield in. Great arm in right with Puig.
3-2 the count. And that is ball 4. And Stripling looked shocked by that call. He wanted that call big time from Bill Miller.
Well, he didn't miss by much, but it was off the plate in the eyes of Bill Miller. And that's all it did. That's all it took. So now you have to decide your defense in the infield. They're going to have to assume that the bunt is a possibility here with Mick Hundley coming up to the plate. He's a good bunter.
And now Dave Roberts is going to go out.
And he wants to talk as to how he wants to set the defense up, as to how he wants to get done. In the mind of Stripling, the pitcher, it's still a strikeout situation. You pitch for the ground ball early, and then you pitch for the strikeout late. And all the while, you're going to anticipate that it's a possible bunt situation here for Bruce Bochy. Got good speed with Hernandez at second base. As I mentioned, Hundley is a good bat control guy. He can get the bunt down.
So Hundley has had 8 sacrifice bunts in his Major League career. And while Roberts and the pitcher and the whole infield, the catcher, they were all conferencing at the mound, Hundley was having a face-to-face conference with Phil Nevin, the third base coach.
Well, a lot of possibilities here. I mean, are you going to defend and try and protect the run, the base at third for the Dodgers? Are you going to try and go for the double play? You don't have great speed with Gillespie at first base. You have average speed with Hundley, or a pickoff play. I mean, a lot of things going on right here. A lot of possibilities.
He's showing bunt already. Adrian Gonzalez has got a great arm. The throw is too late. A great jump by Gorkis Hernandez.
And they're going to appeal that, I'm sure.
Hundley bunted it to the wrong guy, and it worked, or at least so far has worked.
One of the great things about Gonzalez is his ability to throw, especially when he's going from first to third. Doesn't happen very often. And he's safe. Hamari all over it. On second thought, once the Dodgers see it, they are not going to appeal it.
No point. The bases are loaded. The fielder's choice. Now the outfield, they've got to come in. The infield is in, and the outfielders have to come in. Although they haven't come in that far. Hunter Pence.
94-mile-an-hour challenge right off the get-go, and he threw it right by him.
Pence 0 for 4 with a couple of walks in the past against Stripling. And Pence is 0 for 4 tonight. Struck out, grounded to short. He's hit 2 very hard hit balls to right field his last 2 at-bats. Man, he went way upstairs for that one.
That's all right. When he's swinging good, he'll hit that pitch.
And it's 0-2.
But he definitely wants to swing the bat. And that's the thing about Hunter Pence. He gets a good swing going. There's no place you can throw it where he can't hit it.
Bases loaded, nobody out. The infield in all the way around.
Pressure's on Grandal right here because Stripling is a cute angle on that curveball. If he throws it, he's not going to throw it in the strike zone. It's going to be in the dirt.
And he went upstairs again with Pence going upstairs a couple of times already, but this time he laid off.
Yeah, if a guy's going to swing it at high pitches, you just keep climbing the ladder.
The man who counts, Gorky Hernandez, the possible winning run, number 66, over at third base. Gillespie at second. Hundley at first. Well, he went up there again, and this one, he lofted into the upper deck off to the right.
Again, to set the arms in the outfield for the Dodgers. They got one of the best in the league in right field with Puig. They've got a very good arm. We just learned that with Bellinger in left field. Totals an average arm.
And again, skying one way up into the upper deck.
I mean, those are tomahawk chops right there. When you start to describe the swing of Hunter Pence. These are right across the shoulders. You talk about a top hand. That's not an easy thing to do, to keep your hand on that high pitch.
Everybody standing at AT&T Park. Last of the 10th. Bases loaded. Tie game. Nobody out. Well, he laid off that one. Well, they're just going up there. Time after time after time. Pence has fouled off several of them and taken a couple of them.
Well, and all these fastballs does one thing. It sets up a breaking ball, and he hasn't thrown it yet. And it's a 2-2 count. He's got a pitch to go out of the strike zone with and hope that Pence chases.
Went up there. Well, one time he takes it, another time he's hacking.
Well, they're all laughing about it because they all know that that ball is coming across the shoulders. And Pence is probably the only guy on the team that can consistently fight that off.
So now Grandal, after that last one, out to speak to Stripling.
I think he's giving him a sales pitch for a breaking ball in the dirt, saying, throw it down the dirt, I'll block it. If nothing else, just to change the sight line in the eye of Hunter Pence.
Three men on, nobody out. Gorky Hernandez, the possible winning run at third. Pence trying to get him home. Another high one and another foul one.
Back again with another shoulder high fastball at 95. And once again, Hunter Pence fights it off with a strong top hand. Those are good swings. His head staying still. It's flat and back shoulders high.
This will be the 9th pitch from Stripling to Pence. Now Stripling has gone as far as he can go.
Took every ounce of strength that Hunter Pence had to not pull the trigger on that pitch.
Well, Stripling's got to be in the strike zone now.
Yes, he does.
If he's up there again and Pence takes it, game over. Three and two with the bases loaded. Left field. Tagging Hernandez. The catch. Bellinger's throw. The Giants have won it. And Hunter Pence, what a plate appearance. That was an epic plate appearance. 10 pitches, and then he gets the one that actually might have been in the strike zone. Game over.
And the rivalry is alive and well. 3 nights of one-run ball games, and the emotion the Giants got tonight from their rook, Christian Arroyo's first big league home run that got him back in the game, and then Michael Morse Welcome back. And he ties it up, and the Giants would win this one on a sac fly.
What a game. For more on tonight's game, tune in to Sportsnet Central Giants edition on NBC Sports Bay Area coming up. And tune in to NBC Sports Bay Area tomorrow at 11:30 for Giants pregame live before the finale of this series. For Mike Krukow and Amy G, I'm John Miller. Thanks for tuning in. In 10 innings, the Giants come from behind and beat LA 4-3.